Alright, so I thought I would make a video on how to install coilover sleeves, slash eBay coilovers for like 40 bucks onto your stock struts. Now I know, yes, if you lower it, your stock struts will blow out, blah blah blah, but I usually don't keep cars too long, and I just do it for fun because I enjoy doing it, and it saves money, and you get low. So, anyways, the first thing you do is take it out of the car. I'm not going to explain how to do that. It should be self-explanatory. The next thing I do is I take a grinder with a cutting disc and I cut the springs while they're in the strut to decompress it, because most of the time spring compressor tools can't fit in between the coils on Civics. So the next thing you do is, after you've cut the coils so that there's no tension in there at all, you take off the top nut, remove it, and then I like to clean it a bit, because the next thing you're going to do is this is the rear strut. You don't have to do this on the front because there is no cup, but I also take the cutting disc and I cut the cup out. So it leaves a nice flat area for the sleeve to sit on. The next thing you do, well, I clean it, make it nice and clean, because you're going to want to put one of the O-rings. Usually most kits come with O-rings. I use the medium size. You put one on there, and then put the sleeve over it and see how it fits. And if it's way too loose, then you take some electrical tape, which I just had enough. You start wrapping it around and around, and then you test fit the sleeve and see how it fits. If it doesn't fit, put more on there. Then when you get to the point where you feel like it takes quite a bit of force to get on there, some twisting, then it's good. Yep. Can barely move it, you know it's good. And look at it sitting perfectly in that cutout cup area. Alright, so then that's how you get the sleeve on there. It comes with the little holes and screws to put in there. I don't do that just because though it's cheap aluminum, the threads go bad, and you could lose a little nut and it can get in there and make noise or something. So I just do the electrical tape and the O-ring. I've never had problems with that, and I've driven cars on eBays for thousands of miles. So just do it with the O-ring and some electrical tape. So pretty much once you got the sleeve on there, then comes your spring. Like that. Super simple. One thing I'm going to say is I remove the bump stops, because usually they're all frayed up and broken anyways, but this car's a 99, so it wasn't so bad, but I just removed it. And then you're going to want to keep this. A lot of people have made the mistake of removing this, like, oh, I don't need that. No, you need that, because that's what stops this whole strut bar from going all the way through the top hat. I made the mistake before myself. Didn't use it. Put it on there. Drove the car. This was all the way up here. Bad things happen. So always keep that washer there. So pretty much the next thing you do, well, you put this on. You put the top hat on. Alright? Make sure the rubber pad is still in there from the spring. That helps helps quiet down the noise from the springs. The coilover kits come with these. I've seen a picture of how these are supposed to use, or how you're supposed to use these. It doesn't look safe, personally. I just don't use them. They're just cheap plastic anyway. And the next thing, use the washer on top. Simple stuff. Then you got your nut, and just put it all back together. So pretty much, that is a coilover. And this will compress with the car's weight. And then you can adjust it with the adjustable spinning perch. I recommend getting the dual locking perches where there's two of them and then you tighten them together. I thought I ordered those, but they gave me these. It's the first time I've had these. Uh, the first three sleeves seem to work. You tighten this and it tightens the coil together, and then it won't move. This one was a bit sketchy. I tightened it pretty tight and this could still spin, so I had to modify it a little bit to get it tighter. But it seems to be okay now, but I would recommend getting the dual locking perches instead of the single with the locking pin screw. So, yeah, that would be it for the build of a eBay coilover on your stock strut. Thanks for watching.